Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and of course subscribe to the channel. Alright, so trackies, the results are in for that epic showdown at the J3's Puma Fuller Anderson development meet, the 60-meter clash that was going to begin the season and set our tongues wagging. Trackies, yes, those results are in, and I'm about to divulge the juicy details. But before I get into that, trackies, just a quick note: Shericka Jackson was down to compete in this event, trackies. However, she pulled out last minute and did not compete. Now, trackies, I'm a little disappointed not seeing her run, right? But if it's a health scare, clearly pull out, no problem there. Or it could be that she's saving her race for a bigger moment, trackies. If that's the case, I can't wait, because I told y'all, the mere fact that I see these MVP athletes out and about so early in the season, clearly the goal is to head to the indoors and dominate, trackies. So I can't wait to see them head there on the circuit and also potentially the World Indoor Championships. Now that we've got that out of the way, trackies, it's time to reveal the results. Taking the crown in this 60-meter race at the J3's Puma Fuller Anderson development meet is none other than Tia Clayton. Woo! Yeah, she walks away with the win. Absolutely phenomenal run by Tia Clayton, walking away with the win, running 7.22 seconds.
I feel very great. I crossed the line without an injury, so I feel very great. And it was a nice race overall.
This year being Olympic year, what are the plans this year?
Well, my plan is just to go out there and do my best, and then the results will come.
How was today's race?
Well, it was very fine. Maybe there were some things I need to work on, but based on me, it was a great race.
I asked because the start looked really good.
Thank you.
What was the most important thing that Frana would have told you to do today?
Execute the race properly and just go out there and do the best.
And looking at your training so far, how has it gone? How has it gone? I mean, what have you been doing?
Well, the training is going good. Last year I was coping so well because it was so hard, but this year I'm coping because I get used to it now. So training is going well.
You look a bit trimmer. Is that a result of it being better this year?
Maybe.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, in second place was Tina Clayton, and she ran 7.27 seconds. And taking third is Sada Williams, and she ran 7.30 seconds. Natasha Morrison was also in this lineup, trackies. She placed fifth, running 7.36 seconds. Also in this race, trackies, was Serena Cole. She was all the way down in 15th, running 7.69 seconds. So that's definitely interesting overall placements for these athletes. Now, trackies, these were timed finals. So it means that there were 4 sections, and the fastest winning time ended up being Tia Clayton. She was in section 3, walking away with the win there. Now, interestingly, Tina Clayton came up in section 4, trackies, so they actually did not race together. Now, with that said, Tia Clayton still, however, walked away with the overall win. I have to note, though, that there was no win registered for any of these races. So, as it relates to the times that were dropped, trackies, I can't really make heads or tails of them because I do not know how the win affected each athlete in their sectional race. But with that said, track is taking nothing away from Tina Clayton. I was being told, look out for Tia Clayton this season, and she's definitely come out with a bang. Absolutely phenomenal. Actually, both Clayton sisters coming out with a bang this season. I remember last year they both also came out with a bang, especially Tina. She was defeating everybody. Now in 2024, guess what? It's Tia's turn. She is definitely stamping her authority and showing the bigger guns that, look here, we're here, and we're here for a spot on whatever Jamaican team exists heading into this 2024 season. I'm definitely excited to see what they will both do going forward as the season progresses. As it relates to Natasha Morrison, trackies, and where she placed in this race, 5th overall with a time of 7.36 seconds. She came up in section 4 with Tina Clayton, and she placed 4th in that section with the same time. Track is I'm not really reading too much into it because it's the first race of the season. So yeah, there's quite a bit of race rust. Not everybody's gonna display the same amount of race rust when they're performing. So I'm not really reading too much into this performance. As the season progresses, I do believe we'll be seeing better and better performances from Natasha Morrison. And remember last season as well, she wasn't doing phenomenal when the season started, and then she still went on to not only make the team to the World Championships, but also in the season running a massive personal best 10.85 seconds. So I'm not really bothered about this run and this placement at the moment. Also, for me, as it relates to Natasha Morrison, she's always been one of the best starters coming out of MVP. I remember her all the way back in 2015. She was all the way out there in lane one at the World Championships in the finals, blazing it, right? So for me, I'm not too bothered by where she placed. I'm just going to be watching her as the season progresses, like with every other athlete, and seeing how it goes, not making any final judgments until literally the last moment. You know what I mean? Just enjoying the races as they come. After all, you know what I mean? Somebody has to win and somebody has to place fifth, right? And also when it comes to Serena Cole, same thing for me. It's just the beginning of the season as well. Not too pressed about where she placed in this. The only thing I would say is I don't want to see her too far behind the Clayton twins because again they're the same generation. So I love to see them, butting heads a bit more in terms of times dropped. Want to see them, bit closer in terms of their performances. But that aside, track is definitely not reading too much into these early performances. I just can't wait to see how the season progresses for everyone involved. I was intrigued to see Jenny Brown line up in this race as well. Not the fastest time by any stretch of the imagination, but she's a hurdler. So that 7.92 seconds track is a good start for her. Hopefully this means a resurgence of Janique because from she's joined MVP, we haven't really seen her really come back to the Janique that we knew when she was dominating the NCAA leagues. So I'm hoping, up on a star at this particular point that we get Janique Brown to be back at her best. Now I know a lot of y'all are going to say, but we have so many hurdlers, nothing wrong with having some more. That as far as I'm concerned, the more you have, the better. The more, the merrier. You know what I mean? But anyway, track is that is it for these sectional results for the women in the 60 meters at the J3's Puma Fuller Anderson Development Meet 2024. Now it's your turn to sound off in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. What do you make about the times? Well, I don't think y'all are going to have any opinion really because there's no wind. So there's no way to gauge and separate the performances really, other than the fact that, both Tina and Tia didn't really line up in the same race, which I did find interesting. And I'm wondering if they're purposefully separating both Tina and Tia. I already talked about this when you have a bunch of sisters. Well, I don't have a twin, but I have a bunch of sisters. And, when you're a younger sister, you tend to live in somebody else's shadow your whole life. But they're twins, so it's much worse, right? And I get the vibe that maybe Tia probably doesn't want to live in Tina's shadow. So I'm guessing that once you're going to have sectional races, sectional finals, you'll always see them separated until they can't be separated anymore and they have to run together, that kind of thing. But no problem with that. I don't mind it. That's fierce competition. They don't want to be together, don't want to show their hands to each other until the opportune moment. Anyway, trackies, y'all sound off in the comment section below. As I said, like the video, 100% like, subscribe to the channel, and yes, I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.